And if you have seen the video how I predicted Dragon Ball Super to suck, you know I blame Battle of Gods movie for it. It was an awful movie that shouldn't have been made and probably the worst movie to date, ignoring Super Broly because I didn't watch it and Superheroes because it isn't out yet. If you turn off your brain, it puts you to sleep. If you pay attention, you see characters out of character, terrible jokes, boring fights and plot holes. But how does the anime counterpart of that of that movie fare? And some may be wondering how the manga is, so since it's super short I I'd may as well mention it. It's the definitive version of the arc. It doesn't say much. If it's proved to my point that the movie was nothing but an extended OVA. It doesn't fix anything from the movie except Goku not being a Super Saiyan suddenly and performing better than a Super Saiyan 3. And since it wasn't animated, no shitty CGI, other than that, it was forgettable. Now to the anime, considering the manga was the definitive version, that doesn't give the anime any breathing room. It was a train wreck, one of the worst animated arcs I've seen. And at first it looked like they recycled scenes from the movie, which pissed me off until you see episode 5, one of the most memed episodes so far. The anime expanded the length of the movie, taking it on a boat, so you would expect them at least fixing some plot holes. So it turns out they didn't fix any, but they involved the Namekians into Saiyan lore because it's Dragon Ball Super and it's written like fanfiction. Is it really official Dragon Ball? To me it feels like I'm watching a fan animation, or did Toei by accident and switch up the Toriyama script with actual fanfiction. That is what it felt like. The fights were boring as hell, or just plain bad. We get pointless shit like the Pilaf gang that are kids, which isn't explained in this adaptation. Meanwhile, Goten and Trunks struggle to fight a giant snake. Episode 1 was just horrible. We had established that Goku makes mundane work to an actual training exercise, but now he uses a freaking tractor and trains during his breaks while his son drives the tractor. Or the dumb scene where Goku had to save his son, who can turn Super Saiyan and would be strong enough to lift the tractor himself. That scene was also in the manga, which is how bad the manga is. Goten and Trunks really got shafted in Super, and episode 1 really makes them look like far weaker than Goku was as a kid. And Dragon Ball Super isn't based on a manga and doesn't need to restrict itself to it, like some people believe. Toriyama gave Toei a list of things that needs to happen, and everything else stuff they could do as they please. Yet they dragged out the fight against Bills like Goku versus Frieza, only that back then they had to drag it out because of the manga, and Frieza and Goku versus Goku was at least engaging. And Goku versus Bills was just a cringe fest. I mean, really, key dragons? This isn't fan animation, mind you. The thing people remember is that Goku is universal, so he can beat Superman despite that not being the case. Or does anyone believe that freaking female Broly is universal? So that means Dragon Ball Super version of Battle of Gods is worse, right? Well, it isn't. The movie is far worse. Believe it or not, while Super fails to fix the plot holes and makes the story fails to make the story actually good and the fights engaging, there are two things they fixed, which is makes it automatically better than the movie. So first, Vegeta's fear for builds is far more justified. Builds indirectly showed how powerful he is in the way he approached Vegeta. It felt more natural than him just shitting his pants because his father got humiliated. You know, the father who was already weaker when Vegeta was a kid. Also, instead of an out-of-nowhere dance scene, the anime established early that Bills likes food and that he wants to try takoyaki. And when he was about to become angry, he made a big deal when making takoyaki in a comical way. This was actually brilliant, a joke set up and has a payoff. Sadly, super jokes are still awful, and you can stall out the confrontation of something people already saw in theaters or illegally online for so long. Nonetheless, props where it's due. Second, Goku was more in character. The episode 5 fight was awful and not how Goku actually fights, but he didn't underestimate his opponent and started with Super Saiyan. You should have had a general idea how fast Bills is and skip Super Saiyan, but the boring punch dodge until Goku transforms again was really boring. Goku also didn't give up against Bills and fought his all with every little bit of strength. Bills didn't want to kill Goku and acted like he fell asleep to excuse him not killing Goku or ruining his character. The conclusion of the arc is very important, which is why Super wins twice adapting the movie. But don't get me wrong, the Battle of Gods arc is still terrible, one of the worst Dragon Ball arcs ever, but considering this is the second best arc in Dragon Ball, it shows how bad Dragon Ball Super is, what they at least made Battle of Gods better than Revival of F, which will bring Frieza back again. And so there you get it. If you want to know why Battle of Gods sucks fucking ass, I have a video, but I guess I need to redo it because it's read in a robot voice and I didn't have a mic, so I guess I will remake that video kinda and fix those plot holes, or better said, that made it sound a bit smoother with my voice. See you around and goodbye.